Hello everyone, today I wanted to show you a PvE replay that I just played, and it was on the map Treasure Fleet on expert difficulty. And this is not a too difficult map if you know what you're doing, but I didn't really find any guides on YouTube on it yet, so I decided to basically explain what I did in that replay. There is a video of somebody doing a speedrun of it, but I wanted to show the normal strat because the speedrun strat for this map is kind of different. And first of all, I wanted to show you the deck I was using. I was using this exact deck, only with the Necroblaster having one upgrade less, but the third upgrade isn't important for this map. So what I was using were the Windweavers for tier 1. They are basically the only unit you really need to tier 1. The Shaman, it's optional, but I still had it in the deck. Ensnaring Roots is very helpful. Surge of Light, obviously, and Hurricane is very important in this map because lots of attacks in this map are composed of only small units, so you can Hurricane them away and this will buy you lots of time. Then for tier 2 you have many more options. Obviously there are in general many options for cards you can use. I decided to go with a Stonekin setup because of the card Metamastery, which is very strong in this scenario, because you can take over many buildings with it, and boom, the building is just yours. And this will be helpful in a few places during the map, which makes it a lot easier. And then obviously some standard cards such as Breeding Crowns, Curse of Awing, and for the offensive I used Stone Tempest and Razor Shards, mostly for the lack of any better cards in my card pool right now. Then on tier 3 I was using Lost Horror, the green affinity with the triple multi-shot. Lost Vigil, which helped me in defense but isn't really that necessary. Thunderstorm, and Necroblaster, which is super strong defensive tower and super cheap, only 3 BFP right now. And for T4 I was mainly using Giant Worms with Cultist Master and Offering to get more charges. Regrowth, and I put in a Worldbreaker gun, but it wasn't really needed, so you can easily play without it, and Sky of Sage to buff the Worldbreaker gun. And now let's just get into the replay. Okay, here we go. So there's, in the beginning I'm spawning some Windweavers to take these 2 power wells over here. And as you see, I'm just waiting to get the power. And I'm also building this wall because there will be one attack coming towards this wall later. For the offensive I'm building 3 squads of Windweavers to take down this camp down here, so I can get these power belts as early as possible, because in the beginning map is you need some power to quickly spawn your units. Later it gets really easy. And so I'm taking out these first without aggroing these. Then I use Ensnaring Roots, focus down the Shaman, and these get hit by the multi-shot, so the Shaman doesn't attack back, so 3 squads of Windweavers is enough. And as soon as he dies, I just focus them down. And then I'm just taking these wells. And there's the tech I mentioned earlier. And with having the wall and just the makeshift tower, this is super easily defended. I'm even using the Windweavers to clean that attack up. And as you see, there's no problem over there whatsoever. Next I'm cleaning this small camp here with single spawn building. And going tier 2 Frost. And something to note here is that I'm not going to save the first gold wagon. You can beat this map without losing any gold wagons, but I decided to just sacrifice it. I've played some games of this map before and I found this one easier. You can choose to also save it, but that's not what I did. Breeding Grounds over here for tier 2 army. This attack over here was a bit too early, because there are more attacks coming down this way. So these units are gonna die eventually. But I started clearing this off because I wanted to get these 2 power wells. And as you see, I'm just letting this gold wagon run into its death. And these Windweavers are sooner or later gonna die. But not without taking some damage. and destroying the building. I shouldn't have taken this well because it is going to die very soon. Yeah, because this attack I can't really defend as of right now, especially since there's another attack going on right down here. And there you see why the Hurricane is so important. Oh, wait, let's slow this a little bit down. I shouldn't have spent any more energy power up here, so and just let it die and then focus down here, because now they got down this monument. But it's not too bad. I got off 2 Stone Tempests and a Razor Shard, which will clean up this army together with the Hurricane, because it's all just small units. And then I can easily rebuild this orb. They just kill the whole army. These Twilight Crawlers are coming down, but they get knocked back by both of these units as well, so nothing to worry here. For the flying unit, I'm spawning some more Wind Weavers, because they can take it down quite easily. And just a few heals here and there to keep this whole squad alive. There we go, the flying unit is dead. And some more small attacks coming, but they are easily defended. And I'm speeding up a lot in this map, because otherwise it will take too long. Then I take my whole squad and send it to protect the gold wagon, because if I lose one more, the game is over. And I'm first of all cleaning this camp, using Curse of Oink on these Twilight attacks so they don't knock back my units. Focus on the spawn building first and then clean up the Twilight attacks. With all the knockback they can't really harm me. And there we go, and running back to the gold wagon. Luckily for us it's a really slow wagon, so we can catch up again. And you see this is actually the only shaman I ever spawned in this map, so it's completely optional. And I think it might have even been better to just spawn something else. But whatever. Stone Tempest and Razor Shards are obviously very strong with their knockback to clean up these units, and now is why you need metamastery, because there's this Twilight Willsupper over here which otherwise will constantly paralyze your units, and this will be really painful to get across here or even defeat this building without losing the gold wagon. So what I will do is just use metamastery on it right here. And now it's my Twilight Willsupper, and it will instead paralyze my enemies. So it is helpful for me, and it didn't even paralyze any of my units, so it's quickly taken care of. And additionally, I'm sending another Stone Tempest in here to finally clean off the space to get the power wells. Yeah, they're just cleaning off that. And the Stone Tempest, I was a bit lazy with the micro here, but again a Hurricane to defeat all the small units, some Wind Weavers for help, and this camp will be cleared quite easily. I even could afford another heal. And as you already see, I already get 7 power every 2 seconds from power wells, so I won't really have any power is not really an issue on this map, especially since I'm getting 3 more wells over here, and later I will get even more wells. Yeah, game is cleared off quite easily, and I'm already sending these ahead, the gold wagon, because there are no attacks coming from behind anymore. Shaman's putting in some heals, and soon this will be cleared up. Another attack on my monument over here, but again just small units, so I can just use a Hurricane. Where am I? Yeah, over here I'm already taking 2 wells. Or am I? Oh no, I am first using a Hurricane to blow away these units and spawn a Razor Shard, which should clean them off quite easily. Then I'm taking these power walls, killing the Windweavers because the Stone Tempest can easily defend it with its knockback. And these units are almost there at my tier 3 camp, still guarding the gold wagon. Yeah, down here, the one single razor shot defends this wave easily. And now there is a second situation where you will need metamastery, because right here, as you see, there's a Twilight Bombard, which is a really strong building, which quickly kills the gold wagon and also all of your small and medium units. So what I'm doing is I'm running in with the Swift Razor Shards, rooting all of these units or even oinking them so they can't really damage me, and use another metamastery on the Twilight Bombard so it helps me clean off this, and it will later help defend this base, and in general is the cheapest way to deal with it, or the easiest way to deal with it. And there we go. It didn't even get off one shot. And so now again, this cleared off quite easily with all of the Stonekin units knocking around the enemies. These Windweavers and Shaman can even die. Gold Wagon still has a lot of health left and is saved. I'm using the Shaman to run over here and claim all of these power wells and then killing him, because he's not needed anymore. So far so good. Now I'm building up this wall, and I can soon grab Monument, and then in tier 3 I can defend this with Necroblasters. You see the Will Zapper is still paralyzing all of the enemy units over here. I was trying to get a little offensive going with these units, but I saw an attack coming over here, so I sent one of them back. So I have ground presence over here to build the Necroblasters, which will save some power used to build a Swift unit to run over here. I'm instead going to use him. And as you see, I still have a lot of time until the next gold wagon starts, and as you know, it's really slow, so until it comes over here, I will already have some tier 3 units. But as you see, this whole army dies, but it's not needed anymore. Tier 3 coming up, and I'm building Necroblasters up here. As you see down here, the Stone Tempest is defending quite well. More Necroblasters up here. The Will Zapper is finally dying now, but that's not really a problem, it's not really needed. And you see the Twilight Bombard is dealing a lot of damage against the enemy. I even killed the Razor Shard to get some more corpses for the Necroblasters. And I use one Lost Vigil to clear off the first few enemies until the Necroblasters have gained enough corpses to attack from on their own, and then they are self-sustaining. But up until that point, one Lost Vigil is more than enough. And as you see, it's not even upgraded, so and it's a super cheap unit, so that's super efficient defense. I built one more Necroblaster over here to aid the Stone Tempest, because the attack that was coming over here was a bit stronger. But now the game starts getting way easier, especially since I now have a lot of power flowing back to me. I even spawned a Lost Horror down here, built a Necroblaster for defense, and killed the Stone Shard. Not Stone Shard, what's it called? Or is it Stone Shard? The Firestalker from Stonekin anyways. So anyways, 2 Lost Horrors, ready to guide the gold wagon, and I sacrifice another unit to get some more corpses. Probably not even needed, but made it a bit easier. And this defense is more than enough up here. And now I can again speed up this replay. Together with Thunderstorm, they are cleaning up everything. And this is also cleaning up all of the attacks. I'm building a Necroblaster down here, but this is not really needed because the attacks coming from this camp are not really that strong anymore or that dangerous. So just the Lost Horrors should be enough. This the second wagon you're rescuing, you still have to be a bit careful because during practice I once lost one of these gold wagons because I got too distracted with destroying all of these side camps. But this replay, as you can see, I only destroyed this camp. I used Curse of Oink on the Twilight Horror, so it doesn't really annoy me, and some Thunderstorm to clean them up. And I didn't even kill them, I just rooted them, so they run back and they won't attack, because there's no spawns coming out of this end, so you don't really have to deal with them. And now again, just cleaning off all of these waves. A small thing to notice is that I destroyed this Necroblast and build it up here so it can shoot further. Because when the Stone Tempest knocks back units, then they might be knocked out of the range of the Necroblaster. So this one will surely attack. And yeah, now this map gets really easy because I already can spawn Lost Horrors, and as you see they really quickly clean up these waves. And I will even later even get tier 4 and then use Giant Worms, which are even better. So, and here you can see, as soon as the gold wagon is about at that point and there are no more waves, you can already let him go the rest on its own, because up here the bombard and the necroblasters are gonna save him, and he's gonna make it through the wall on its own. And starting from here, there's nothing that will happen to him anymore, so he's already saved. Meanwhile, I'm using the Lost Horrors to clean up this base. And there you see why this Blaster was completely useless. It's dying anyways, so nothing to worry about there. Cleaning up this base. Again, using metamastery on this Twilight Hatecaster just makes it a bit easier. Then cleaning up the spawn building. Okay, now you see I cleaned up the space, took the power wells, and the gold wagon is already saved, and now I will still have 1 minute until the next gold wagon comes out, which I can freely use. There's one attack coming down here, but I already spawned a Lost Horror, which will clean up this wave really easily, especially together with the Necroblaster. And the Lost Vigil just for good measure. And as you already see, I'm using these Lost Horrors to go over... Can I mark something in this? No, I can't. But over here there is the tier 4 camp, which I'm gonna use because this will make the map even more easy. And one thing you have to keep in mind is that around this line, approximately, there is a Twilight Evil Eye patrolling, and you can run into trouble if you aggro that wave. So you're better when you're not aggroing it, but I am going to fight it, and you see it's also not too big of a problem. I'm putting some units down here, and there you see a wave is coming, and I'm just going in deeper and deeper, and then there's the Twilight Evil Eye. But cleaning up the wave, and then I'm focusing it down with these 3. It starts sapping my unit, but I'm just oinking it, so it gets interrupted. Then it started sapping again, but I managed to kill it before my unit is completely dissolved. And oh, it's quite close actually, but there we go. The next wagon is on its way, but will take a lot of time still. And before I'm going to the tier 4 camp, I'm first cleaning off another spawn camp down here, which is again just a little building because I already cleaned off this Twilight Devastator over here. And as you see, that's quite easy. Now these Lost Horrors go and clear this tier 4 base. I'm again using metamastery on one of the hate casters, which makes this easier, but also not needed. Thunderstorm and Curse of Oink helping me. I'm first focusing the Flash Panda because it's healing the units by quite a lot. After that's down, just killing these units, aiming the power wells, and sending these Lost Horrors down here because they can still aid the Gold Wagon. On the second Lost Horror down here, by the way. And there we go, Hatecaster is down. And Lost Horrors going down. These two Lost Horrors already accompany the Gold Wagon. This defense up here is more than enough to Necroblasters, the Bombard and the Lost Vigil. And tier 4 I'm going Frost again. Now you see there are some flying units coming, but they are no match to my army. Even another Lost Horror coming in. And soon you will see the first Giant Worm. It was already up, and where's the Giant Worm? I wanna see Giant Worm. Ah, there we go. Giant Worm. And now the map is just getting easier and easier. I'm gonna speed up a lot here. Again, just guarding the Gold Wagon. I've already cleaned most of the spawn camps. Only this one is still alive, and the big camp up here, but I'm not gonna clean them up as of right now. In fact, the big camp on top I'm not cleaning up at all. Oh, there you see it. You can clean up this camp if you want, but it's not really needed. Just some small waves coming in, and this army is more than enough to kill all of that. Here you see the patrol again, which you should avoid. See, there's a big camp up here. I'm not messing with that. And again, I'm leaving the Gold Wagon alone for the rest of its journey. And sending all of my units back down here to help with the next wagon. And I even spawned some more Giant Worms. And the defense is cleaning up this. Here I even spawned a Worldbreaker gun in heavy snowball mode with a Sky Sage, but it's not really needed, it was just for fun. And so yeah, where's the next Gold Wagon? Oh yeah, it will start in 1 minute, so speed that up again. Yeah, the snowball was enough to defend this. And as you see, just some more squads forming up here. But nothing that really dangerous. This is the last wagon I have to save, and again I may not lose this. Will even be, yeah, there's a Twilight Dragon, but that's not a problem at all. I think it was, no, it wasn't the one from the base, it's another one, but still. And I don't know if we missed it. Yeah, we already missed it, but I sent in one Lost Horror into this base to clean up another spawn camp. And I even used the heavy snowball from this Worldbreaker gun up here. And then I'm gonna send it down here to kill the final Twilight Infestation in here. And then no more attacks from here are coming, and everything on the way. Quite easy. Gonna speed up again. Just killing all of the units on the way. Gold Wagon's not even taking damage. And yeah, for the Twilight Dragon I think I'm even using the heavy snowball again. Yeah, there we go. And now the Gold Wagon still at 5200 health. And there we go. In here I even killed all of my units and all of my buildings and the game home safe. And yeah, that's an easy way to beat Treasure Fleet on Expert. And some important cards or very helpful cards are, for one, the metamastery to take over this Will Zapper over here and the Twilight Bombard. And basically after you've cleared your tier 3 camp and built up some Necroblasters, there's not really a lot that can happen to you. Just have to make sure to get a tier 3 army which is strong enough to get like 1 or 2 wagons. And since you get so much power, it's easy to even clear up the tier 4 camp, and then nothing should really happen because even giant worms can help you, and so you don't need any too fancy cards. Well, I hope this was somewhat helpful for you, and I thank you all for watching and see you next time.